If you want to participate in the great lock-in, you need to understand that it's not just a trend, it's actually neuroscience. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. Here's what you need to understand about locking in. You need to reframe your mindset and your self-concept. You cannot create from a space of resistance. So when you're constantly saying things like, okay, I'm going to lock in, I have to go to the gym, I have to revamp my business, you're speaking in a state of resistance. Instead, just say, I'm someone that takes care of my body. I'm someone who thrives in my business. You have to, number one, change the way you think about discipline. Understand that biologically, human beings operate on a mimetic level, meaning that we essentially mirror one another. We mirror our environment. We mirror, the things that we listen to, the people that we're around, how our space is structured, content that we're consuming. So if you want to be successful and lock in, you really do have to run your life like a project manager runs a project. Successful people do not get there by chance. They are very methodical, and that's the part you don't see. You have planners, you have schedules, you have assistants, you have people that are building parameters to optimize your chances of success. It's like when you see people in the gym, they've taken the first step. It's like everyone here that's saying, okay, we're gonna lock in and do the great lock-in. They go to the gym, they're on their phones, they don't know what to do, they're intimidated by the machinery, they don't have a plan, they just go in and wing it. And then when they don't see results, they quit, because your brain needs to see proof that what you're doing is actually rendering results. And so instead, people that are the most successful have a plan, a leg day. I've seen people with calendars. This is my leg day. This is when I do arms. This is when I do full body, HIIT. This is the day I do Pilates. This is what I eat. This is what I don't eat. You have to have structure. The brain craves order. If you do not have order in your life, it is very difficult to make any strides towards meeting your goal. Dan Cole talks about environment engineering, and I love this because in order for you to be successful, you need to prime and prep your environment for optimal results. Meaning, if you say you're on a fitness journey, your great lock-in is going to be about your fitness, lay out your gym clothes the night before. Robin Sharma talks about this in the 5 a.m. club. Put your gym clothes out in the morning. Put your supplements up on the counter so that all you have to do is get up, brush your teeth, get ready, put your gym clothes on. You want to start creating things and orchestrating your environment in a way that really does make it easy for you not to make an excuse. You want to develop identity-based habits. So your self-concept, when we're talking about the great lock-in, it requires discipline. What you're essentially saying is you're going to be disciplined from September to December of this year. In order for you to be disciplined, most people approach discipline from a space of, I have to do something. You want to reframe that. You don't want resistance in how you're referring to things. You want to say, this is just something that I do. So write down all the habits that you have that you don't want to do anymore, or that you don't desire, this old you. And then write down all the habits. What does the new you do? How does she talk? How does she think? How does she speak? How does she dress? What does she do every day? Based on that list, you start becoming that person. Simple. I do not drink. I work out every day. I walk 10,000 steps every day. I drink water every day. Whatever this new person is that you have written down, whoever she or he is, start doing that, because your brain needs alignment. If you are saying, I want to be successful, but you're doing things that hold you back into your old habits, your brain is like, okay, who am I here? What are we doing? Your actions have to align with what you're saying you desire. The more you develop a habit, your neural pathways will strengthen. So if you keep doing things consistently, these small wins will compound into something bigger over time. And then you'll look and say, that 10,000 steps that was so difficult at first is like a piece of cake. It is so easy for me to get up and do this walk. In fact, let's do 15K steps. Lastly, you need a nervous system reset. You cannot operate in a state of creation or get into flow state if you are stressed, because stress really disrupts the body and it pulls you back into survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you're in panic, there's fear, there's doubt. You can't create from that. Creation requires faith. It requires rest and peace, quiet, stillness. You have to be able to hear your thoughts. You cannot be operating in survival mode when you're trying to create, okay? So you have to get out of that frame of mind. If you want to level up with your business, if you want to change your health and your diet, your fitness, your wellness, if you want to expand your brain, if you want to take the LSAT, take the MCAT, start a business, get into real estate, start investing, whatever you want to do, If it's going to be a challenge, if it's going to be a new person, it's not going to be easy. Therefore, you need to orchestrate it methodically. Grounding, breath work, meditation, actually working out lowers your cortisol, stress hormones. It lowers your stress levels. You can also take ashwagandha, take certain supplements, make sure your diet is where it needs to be, but you need your body to be relaxed. You need to regulate your body so that you can focus and be disciplined. So the great lock-in isn't really a trend. It's just neuroscience. It is discipline under a different name. So that is how you lock in, and that is how you transform.